All right, guys, I got Coach Hall here. We'll have Dajon Richard and Hayes Maples. We'll start with Coach. He'll start with a statement. We'll follow with questions.
All right, guys, how's it going?
Good, Coach.
Man, like we say all the time, I've told y'all several times, these kids, man, just the way they play, the way they played all year, the way they compete, the effort they give for this university, and for Dr. Bennett and his mission, baby, alignment, baby, we all in this together. But look, guys, I mean, these kids and the way they play for this university, they've been through so much more even before this staff got here. And then so much this year. That's probably not fair, but life's not fair. And they just kept battling and kept going. And we saw a shift last week. We saw a little more accountability. When we talk about accountability, is not saying my bad, my fault, I'll get it next time. Accountability is identifying an issue and making a behavioral change to fix it. And you can see a little bit of a shift last week. You could see it. And we built on it again this week. And I thought we played our tail off. We struggled kicking field goals tonight. Briggs did, which is uncharacteristic of him. He's had a phenomenal year. He's a great kid, and he'll fix that issue. But, if we can get a few balls through the uprights right there, it was a pretty good butt whipping. And on a really good program that's won 10 games just a few years ago, and has got a great head coach with a storied history who I've got the utmost respect for. And so, we got one more left, and it's senior night. And it's senior night for a group of seniors that didn't quit on this program. All right? And almost all of them did. I think there was 46 kids signed on the two classes that could be seniors right now. And there's only 11 left in the program. I think 8 of them or 7 of them are seniors. So these kids love Southern Miss because it's been hard. And we got to build on this. We got to send them out the right way and keep progressing forward. Again, we're building on rock. We're not a finished product, okay? But we are building on rock, and it's going to be a whole lot of fun putting a house on top of it. I'll open it up.
Coach, you talk about –
Let's go.
Hey, Coach, you talk about taking last week, the successes from the UTSA game, took it into this week into practice and put it on the field today. Thought you guys really put a hat on a hat. You went out there and rolled up almost 200 yards on the ground. You did it without, for the most part, 2 of your starting guards. Really thought Cavallo blocked his tail off too. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, that's another thing. We lost Malik Shorts in the game. He's probably an all-conference player. We lost our 2 starting guards in the game. We just continue to take hits. And it is what it is. And the kids just keep playing for each other. We were really without Frank Gore. He was able to throw the ball and be headsy, but he couldn't really run. We were able to use him as a decoy for the most part. He made some huge plays. Brownlee made huge plays. We were able to use Rambo and Demo and Dajon and get some run game going. I thought our tight ends were huge in the run game. I thought Bryson Mays took another step forward. And, Brownlee made plays, man. The pass where Frank Gore stepped up in the pocket and hit the over route to Caston. He looked like Tom Brady back there, And then we get the touchdown at the end with Rambo on a little play. We kind of drew up in the dirt on the sideline. I've got it on my call sheet right there where we drew it up. And Rambo did it perfect, moved in the pocket and hit Gunner. And the kids just play and they believe. And then defensively, every time we needed to make a play, we made it. And, so it was just a total group effort tonight where we fed off each other. And these kids love this university.
Coach, can you talk about right there in the fourth quarter when they got then a couple of points and you guys just really kind of took control, run the ball down the field? Can you talk about that drive and what you saw from that?
Yeah, so, we knew we had them outnumbered to the boundary out of one of our looks. We gave a lot of looks to all night out of the Wildcat, and we had identified one look specifically, had them outnumbered to the boundary. And Dajon did a great job, and our tight ends and left side of our O-line did a great job. And we were able to crease it right there and get us past midfield to kind of flip momentum back because they had kind of stole it, over us making some mistakes. And we kind of took momentum back right there. And then we're able to keep going with that adjustment and get down in the red zone. And then we made a crucial error and took a big sack, but then we overcame it. Players, I'm saying, man, players win games. And we got some good players that are young. And everybody we're talking about, besides Grayson's a senior, all these guys are young and back. Rambo's a freshman. Dajon's a freshman. Brownlee's a junior. They're learning how to make a play when the game's on the line. And that's a learned skill. It's not something that you're born with. It's a learned skill. It's a behavioral trait that can be taught, and they're learning how to do it.
Coach, I asked you earlier this week if you were surprised with the way that Frank Gore was throwing the football, right? But I mean, and you just said a couple of those throws looked like Tom Brady out there. I mean, you had to have been a little surprised of the way he performed today.
I was not surprised with his throws, Trevor. He throws a great deep ball. He really does. Now, did I think he was going to drop back, move in the pocket, and hit number 2 in his progression on an over route to Caston? No, I didn't think that. Now, we work it. All right? Coaches win practice, right? And we won practice that day. We worked it. But, man, to do it in the game, I mean, that was just an unbelievable effort by him. And he was playing hobbled, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. Not many people would have played tonight. All right? But we told him all week, and he wanted to play. He cried. He took the field at practice on Monday crying because he knew he was not going to be able to play this week. There were tears coming out of his eyes. That's what a competitor he is. And we said, look, man, you're going to play. You just may not be able to run very much. All right, but you're going to play. And I love these kids, man. These kids fight for this university, and we're going to bring in more just like them. And we're going to have 85 scholarships, and we're going to be playing with fair numbers. It's going to get really fun fast.
I'm sure this win feels a lot different than the last one. So what's it kind of mean to get the FBS win under your belt? And what does that mean for kind of the overall pride level right now?
Yeah, the win feels way different, Trevor. I mean, this is a legitimate win over a really good football program on the road, on senior night, on their senior night. You have to come and take these victories. They're not given to you. So this was a huge turning point for our program, and it really shifted last week. You could see the shift last week. We carried it over to this week. We just won a huge rivalry game, a game that means so much to so many people that love the black and gold. And these kids took that responsibility very seriously. And now we got to go win senior night for us and end the season on a high note and go into the offseason recruiting and keep building this program the right way. We're not building a team. We're building a program, right? And it takes everybody, and we got to keep pushing every day.
Coach, you've talked all season about how you have to find ways to win, even in the adversity of all the injuries. Tonight, you did not allow an offensive touchdown. You forced 5 turnovers. You beat Louisiana Tech in passing yards without a listed quarterback, and you won in overall yardage. Could you just say in your own words how you as a coach found a way to win with this roster?
Dean, I really don't deserve that much credit. These kids finally made the decision to be more accountable, all right, and make a behavioral change to do what it takes to win. We are shorthanded. We are banged up. We are short numbers, but we have enough to get it done, but we have to do what it takes to win. We still did some really stupid stuff tonight. We had some turnovers that were absolutely horrendous. We missed field goals that we never miss, all right, but O and D played off each other and lifted each other up, and special teams played really well outside of the missed field goals, and we were able to get it done. These kids, man, their effort were incredible.
Coach, you won a lot of games at the, other levels, D2 and stuff, but this game here, with what your team had to go through, how high does this kind of a win rank for you as a head?
Well, no team's ever gone through what this team's gone through. I don't care. Maybe y'all do some research, man. Find it, Trevor. I know you're a research guru. Let's find when a team has played under this many head coaches, had this many people quit, had this few scholarships, and this many people hurt. You know what I mean? Nobody's had to go through what we've had to go through. And it is what it is. That's life. You know what I'm saying? My grandmother died this week. I got a game to coach this weekend. That's called life. All right? That's responsibility and obligations to everybody that's counting on you. That is what it is. And we're learning how to find a way to get it done, even when it's not easy. And one day it is going to be a little bit easier.
I'm sure you saw a lot of people. There was a lot of reaction made when you put out the depth chart that doesn't have a quarterback on it and it says super back. I guess based off that comment you just made that you've never had a situation where you've had to do that before. Kind of, what's your definition of the super back for people that maybe have never heard that term before?
Well, Superback's been on our depth chart at the start of the year, but when Chandler Pittman went down, Superback's the guy that plays in the slot and in the backfield. But really, Trevor, me and Jack Duggan, our great SID this week, we were just sitting there and we were going through the depth chart, and I said, "Shoot, man, scratch quarterback off there. We don't play with a quarterback. We play with running backs and receivers, and so put the running backs and Superbacks on there, and that's who we are, right?" And it is what it is. Y'all know me; I'm an honest guy, so why be dishonest and list a position that we don't have?
Do you get something a little extra out of this, putting this type of stuff on film with guys like Gore Jr. and Willis and whatnot going into next season with other teams having to worry about, okay, these guys can do this if they have to?
Trevor, here's what I get out of this. We got a group of kids that have been through football hell, okay? And they continue to battle every single day to try to fight for this university with every ounce of red blood they got in their body through a ton of people telling them they ain't good enough and a ton of people on social media criticizing them when they're shorthanded. And all they do every day is wake up and believe in where we're headed and love this university. So what I take out of it is they're going to be successful in life one day if they keep going with that. This program is going to win. We were going to win whether we won this game tonight or not. All right. But I am very glad we won it. And because that's why you play the games, right? You play them to win.
Anything else? Coach, thank you.
Hey, Andrew, you got to get fired.
Coach, well, wait.
Like you about to fall asleep. You got to get crunk, baby.
I was covering a high school football game.
All right. Hey, guys,
one quick question.
All right.
One quick question.
I think we lost
Cutting in and out.
Hey, I appreciate you.
Coach Bobby Collins passed away this week. How much did that play into your mindset?
Sorry, he's gone, Andrew. Which one of you guys? Come on, Hayes. Hayes Maples. Hayes, before you get started, Hayes Maples tonight gets 8 tackles, ties the team high, 7 of those solo. Tackle for loss. He had a breakup. And he had 2 forced fumbles. Questions for Hayes?
Hayes, it seemed like you were legitimately all over the field as he just read out your yards. Could you just say how much this win means to the defense? Obviously, tonight, y'all did not allow an offensive touchdown. You forced 5 turnovers. So just say a little bit about how the defense played tonight.
Man, we played great. All together, everybody did their job. Everybody was running to the ball, making plays, getting turnovers. It was a great defensive effort for sure.
Hey, you guys held an offense that rolled up almost 500 yards last week to 250 yards. You guys just kept battling and battling tonight. A little beat up over there. Kind of talk about what you guys were saying to each other on the sideline, keeping each other up and keep going back in there and getting stops.
I mean, from the first drive, we knew man, we got to come out here and play. We got to run. We got to hit. We got to force turnovers, and everybody did that. We were on the field. We were all had each other's backs. We all knew that we were going to get the job done. So I mean, we always had faith the whole time.
Is that it for Hayes? Hayes, thank you.
Yep.
Take it easy. Dajon Richard tonight, 22 carries. 22 carries, 120 yards. First career 100-yard game for Dajon. Also, second 100-yard game for Southern Miss this year. Question for him.
Hey, Dajon, going through practice this week with the whole, rotating backs in and really getting your second full week in with this type of offense, can you talk about, just what was going through your guys' mind before the game tonight?
Like Coach said, accountability. We just did anything we had to do to win this game. So, going to the week, we just had to do everything that we had to do to win the game. That's all. That's all we had to do.
You made a long run there at the end. Were you telling yourself when you got close to the sideline to go back in, don't go out of bounds, fall in bounds there? Because it looked like you had to turn real quick to go back inside.
Yeah, I had a cutback lane, so I took it, and I had to do whatever I can to help my team win. Keep the clock running. Keep the clock running.
How much does this win mean to y'all? I mean, this is a pretty big win. Obviously, your first FBS win, and it's over a rivalry on their senior night.
It's a big win because, like, we've been through a lot this year. Like Coach Hall said, we've been working it out. We've been working at practice to come out victorious. So it means a lot to us.
Dajon, it was obviously a really physical game out there. They knew what you guys were going to do. Y'all ran against a heavy box almost all night. Kind of talk about your O-line tonight and how physical they were up there tonight.
The O-line did great tonight. Big shout out to the O-line. They did what they had to do. They was really physical up front. And shout out to the O-line. Look, them boys.
Dajon, kind of just run me through that play where La Tech scores off a scooping scores 21-19. You get a big rush for a 30-yard gain. Just tell me how big of a play that was for you guys moving forward and winning this game tonight.
It was very big. What was going through my mind was like, do whatever you can to help your team win. So I fought the way. O-line fought the way. That was O-line rush right there.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else? There you go. Thanks, man.
Appreciate
it, man. Thanks, guys. I'll send this out here shortly, okay?
Thank you.
Thanks, Jack.
We're ready.